Hi guys, Jonathan Chown here with JChownGolf at Crondon Park Golf Club in Essex, and today our topic is how to compress the golf ball. And there's two things you absolutely need to do to compress the golf ball. We can't have one without the other if we want to hit those nice solid compressed iron shots. So it's going to be really clear and straightforward to all of you watching this out there at the end of this video is how you're going to be able to compress. And maybe you'll be thinking, why can't you compress the golf ball? You'll definitely know that after this video. You will be able to compress the golf ball, given you do these two things nicely when you've done watching this and you're practicing afterwards. So before we get into that, please make sure you like, you subscribe, hit that bell button to be notified every time I put up a video. So if as well you guys have comments on what you want to see me cover down the line, put them down below. We never know, we might see a video about that very, very soon. So what we're going to do about compressing that golf ball, we need two things. We'll get straight into it. First one we need to shift laterally in a downswing. We need to be able to shift. Now, why we need shift? Because shift, really getting onto our lead side, so for me, my left side, shifting pressure into that lead side, it's going to move our low point. So our low point is the lowest point that club is traveling into the ground. So we know with irons anyway, we want that low point to be after the golf ball. Now, for a visual reference and knowing where really the low point is in regards to a part of the body, we know that low point is really right round where, let's say, our kind of like left pec area is. That's really where our low point would be. So if we want our lowest point to be in front of that golf ball, we need to shift so our left pec starts getting in front of that golf ball. Then it will start hitting that ground in that same point every single time, albeit our other variables with our arms being in place. So we need to be able to get onto our left side to be able to hit down on that golf ball, because that moving that low point, getting that further forward is all about making sure we're hitting down on the golf ball. We can't be back on our back leg if we really want to shift our weight and move our low point. We would always be kind of grounding out early, because you can see where my left pec is. It's behind the golf ball, or we're going to be thinning the golf ball. So that's one key component, because we need to be hitting down in order to compress the golf ball, especially with an iron. So if we want to hit down, we've got to compress. So I'll get into it a little bit later on, a good drill we can do for this. We're going to have a good drill that's going to do both. So that's the first bit we need. We need to really move onto our left side and have lateral movement down there so we can get low point after the golf ball to really hit down the ball. Second thing we need to do to compress that golf ball, we need rotation. We need to rotate. Why we need to rotate is because rotate really gives you shaft lean. So forward shaft lean. When you're at impact, having that shaft lean forward. So we need that to happen. We need that loft to be kind of going down, and we need that downward angle of attack as well. If we have both of them going on, we will compress the golf ball. Easy thing, because we're putting pressure into that golf ball. The more I lean my shaft forward, the more pressure I'm going to be putting into that golf ball. That, with hitting down on it as well, is going to give us those nice crispy compressed strikes we want. So as well, if we are, let's say, rotating, so if we're rotating there, we're going to be getting shaft lean. But you can see if we rotate and we don't get, let's say, forward, and we don't get our weight, our pressure onto our lead side, we are always going to be struggling again with low point control. So we can have great rotation, but if we're not getting forward, if we're not getting into our lead side, we're still going to be hitting the ball fairly inconsistently. Our strike's going to be off. So it's like we can have good, let's say, lateral movement, but if we're not rotating that much, we're not going to get that much shaft lean. So we will hit down on the golf ball, but we still won't hit it compressed. It's going to be a lot of guys who maybe they swing over the top. A lot of guys swing over the top. They'll get onto their left side quite well, but they might really struggle with the rotational aspect. Or the guys who do rotate really well and they just don't get onto their left side. Quite a lot of good players do this at times. They won't get onto their left side. They'll rotate, so they would actually have a little bit of shaft lean, but their low point is going to be too far behind the ball and they're just going to hit it a bit clean at times. So we need both of them to be in there. So what can we do for a nice little drill to do that? Right, so a good little drill is one that I really, really like. Now, this is one I use with a lot of people for rotation in specific, but if we add our little bit of lateral kind of movement onto our left side on there, we can have the best of both worlds. So we're just doing one drill for this problem. So if we want to compress the ball, we're going to do this drill. We are going to do what's called the preset impact drill. Now, the preset impact drill is where we preset impact at setup. So what is presetting impact? We want to make sure we're impact, we want to be rotated. So I want to rotate my lower body, I want to rotate my chest. And you can see as a byproduct, it's getting my shaft leaning forward. I'm not trying to do that, but my shaft will naturally be quite far forward. Now, also what I want to make sure I'm compressing the golf ball. Look at my left pec or my zipper. It's over the golf ball, isn't it? It's in front of the golf ball. We need that to be able to compress the golf ball. We really need that. So I'm getting all my pressure on my left side. Let's say at this point, I've got about 90%. My zipper's in front of the ball. I'm rotated with my chest. I'm rotated with my hips. And I'm down there in a nice position there with my shaft lead. And also you can see how my right shoulder's a little bit down closer to my hip, so we're getting side bend in there. How we do this is our preset position, so you might have to watch over that bit a few times to make sure you get the preset right. And then what we do from there, we take the club back, so we kind of spring back to normal for a second. And then we just do a little swing and get through the shot, because we're only doing a little swing and we'll be able to repeat that position quite nicely. Imagine a spring, you're springing back to that position. That's exactly what the preset impact drill does. So we really want to make sure rotating those hips, weight on the left side, chest in front of the ball, chest also rotated. We've got that shoulder down, and I just want to go back and then through. So let's do a little one there where I'm returning back to normal, but only a little one, springing back to that position. So let's see. So you can see there, really quite nice compressed iron shot, and this is off quite hard pan ground, so you'd really have to make sure you're striking it good. Because why that's good is, one, I'm going to get the rotational aspect, and two, I'm going to be able to get the lateral movement from where I am set up as well, because I'm so stacked onto my lead side. I'm really going to be able to control that load point. Really important here, guys, to make sure when you're doing this drill, you are on that lead side. You're making sure that zipper is in front of the golf ball. We can't be having ourselves rotated like so and have that zipper still over the golf ball. If we do that, we're probably going to hit the ball very clean or maybe even slightly heavy. That's how we need both aspects to be able to do that. So again, running through that, weight on the left side, rotated hips, rotated chest, zipper in front of the ball, right side slightly down, spring back and then spring through again. Again, quite a nice compressed little shot there. So we need these two things, and really if you struggle with any one of them, or you struggle with both, this is going to be the brilliant drill for you to do, because we need lateral movement and we need rotation as well. So a good little thought for you guys that you could really think of, which will be a nice one. Think of your zipper here. So if we think of our zipper, we're going to be shifting, getting that zipper in front of the golf ball, but getting it turned back and around. Really getting it turned back and around, that zipper going nicely forward and around you. So forward, then it's going back and around. Let's do that. Forward, back, around. Let me do a little kind of half swing there. So I'm making sure that zipper in the downswing is getting forward in front of the ball, then it's turning back and around. Really nice, easy one there. So let's do that. It'll be a good feel for you guys out on the golf course. So zipper front, back and around. You can see there again, quite a nice golf shot. We can see there, still compressed it, compressed the other ones more though, because that's what a drill is meant to do. It's meant to get you in those positions. But if we're making sure that zipper is forward and it's turning back and around, that'll be the best way for you guys to go out there and really learn to compress that golf ball. So guys, get a good little bit of practice on this. Zipper forward, going up, back and around. So really get that zipper going forward and around, and you'll be compressing that ball in no time. We need the lateral movement and we also need the rotational movement in there as well. So once we get those two down there nicely, we'll be compressing that ball really, really solidly. So guys, if you found that helpful and now you know that why you're not compressing that golf ball, maybe you're someone who shifts well but they don't rotate, or you rotate well but you don't shift. Now you know what you've got to do to be able to go about and hit those good iron shots, because hitting good iron shots is absolute fundamentals of playing really good golf in the end of the day, hitting those greens in regulation. So guys, if you like that video, press that like button, subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time I put up a video. And as well, leave your comments down there what you think of this video as well. And also, if you want a topic covered at some point, again, leave them down below and I might be making a video on that very soon. So let's get these two keys in there and we'll be compressing that ball sooner than you might think.